Good morning, America. Deadly storm. The Southern California deluge, more than a month's worth of rain falling in just 24 hours. One man swept off a bridge in his car. Massive trees toppled, smashing cars. Team coverage as California prepares for another round of rain.
Immigration crackdown. Federal agents targeting Charlotte, North Carolina, detaining people suspected of being in the country illegally. Protesters taking to the streets, what the state's governor is urging people to do.
War of words. President Trump and Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene escalating their feud. Trump slamming the Georgia Republican, once one of his biggest supporters, now pushing for the release of the Jeffrey Epstein files. The latest back and forth this morning with a key vote on those files set for this week.
Meat allergy death. A New Jersey man believed to be the first person to die from a red meat allergy linked to tick bites. What to know about the symptoms and how to protect you and your family.
Jumpstart to holiday shopping. The big box stores enticing you with early discounts. GMA scouting out the sales where you can shop early and save.
Comeback kids.
He's into the end zone for the touchdown.
How Texas A&M, down 27 in the third quarter, turned it around for the largest comeback in school history. And Georgia gets down and dirty in Texas, plus the bump that got this Texas trooper sent home from the stadium.
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Sunday. Good morning, America.
And good morning, America. So great to have you with us on a Sunday. Gio's feeling the music today.
I am feeling it, but how could you not?
Yeah,
Good way to start the morning.
Exactly. Also, America loves a good comeback story, right? So we got a lot of that, the highlights, big college football games, more on that coming up. And speaking of comebacks, our Who's with Herm segment, you know, I've been way behind.
You've been struggling,
This
bud.
is the time when I turn it around.
You think so?
We're going to look at the NFL matchups for today and see if I can pull my record out from
That number was so low. This
He's
is
very
definitely not
optimistic,
a comeback.
You never know. You never know.
We have a lot of news to get to this morning, including the critical vote in the House expected this week on the Epstein files and what happens next, and those images from Charlotte, North Carolina overnight. Federal immigration agents descending on the city and the protests over.
A lot to get to, but we do begin with that storm that's pounding Southern California this weekend. Massive rainfall, and it's not over just yet. We have team coverage beginning with ABC's Jacqueline Lee in Pacific Palisades. Good morning, Jacqueline.
Hey, Janae, good morning. Those storms led to minor rockfall and debris flow up along the highway behind me. And while those evacuation orders may have been lifted, the rain is sticking around. This morning, California recovering after a powerful storm soaked parts of the state. And a 71-year-old man died after powerful floods pushed his car off a bridge in Northern California. 2 to 3 feet of water overtaking the road, according to California Highway Patrol. And down in Southern California, more than 22 million were on high alert, battered by heavy rain. The deluge so intense, some kayaking down residential areas. The slow-moving system toppling this massive tree in a Los Angeles neighborhood, obliterating a car parked on the street. Thankfully, no one was inside.
He told me that it sounded like it was an earthquake, like it was a really loud noise, and he said it was my car that got crushed by a tree.
In Altadena, hard hit by the Eaton wildfire earlier this year, sheriff's deputies warning people of debris flows. Burn scars posing the greatest concern. These hillsides are so steep, and the wildfires, they loosened that topsoil, making it that much more vulnerable to mudslides, which is why officials have closed so many busy roads. A mudslide overtaking a highway in Lake Arrowhead. Crews working to assess damage along Pacific Coast Highway and clean up debris. And the rain will continue tonight through tomorrow. Roads like the one behind me cannot reopen until those hazards are cleaned up. But guys, it does appear the worst is behind us. Gio.
Yeah, such a mess out there, Jacqueline. Thank you for reporting. Now let's get the latest on the track of this slow-moving storm. And Samara Theodore is here with that. Good morning, Samara.
Good morning, Gio. Yes, after that prolific rain, we've been seeing things calm down just a bit in Los Angeles. Some rain to the north, but a second round is on the way. Here's a look right now at the Futurecast showing us what the radar could look like. As I said, a bit of a reprieve at the moment, but by 9 p.m. tonight, we have another round of heavy rain getting ready to move through Southern California and Central California. California. Showers will stick around through tomorrow morning and into tomorrow afternoon. This rain, we could be seeing additional totals anywhere from 1 to 2 inches in parts of Southern California. So the grounds are already saturated. The situation is exacerbated, and people need to be ready, especially if they live in areas that are prone to flooding for the second round of rain. Whit?
Yeah, an important reminder right there. Samara, we'll check back with you in just a bit. Now to the new target in President Trump's immigration crackdown. Border Patrol agents surging into Charlotte, North Carolina this weekend. ABC's Olivia Rubin is here with the latest. And Olivia, these raids are happening right now.
Wait, good morning. That's right. Immigration operations underway in yet another American city this weekend. The Trump administration saying this is all in the name of safety, while officials there are now urging residents not to be provoked. This morning, a surge of federal agents arriving in Charlotte, North Carolina, in what the Trump administration is dubbing Operation Charlotte's Web. Federal agents seen making arrests around the city.
Usted me lo quiebra. Usted me lo paga.
In one encounter here, masked agents smashing in the window of this car. That man inside telling our affiliate WSOC he was stopped twice Saturday morning, but was released both times after showing proof he's a U.S. citizen.
Give me your status. Give me your papers. I say, why? Open the door. Say, I don't open the door.
He says he's now sustained injuries throughout his body after agents pulled him from the vehicle and moved him to the ground.
I got pain. It's not terrible, but I got pain.
The Department of Homeland Security officially announcing the operation Saturday, saying it's targeting, quote, criminal illegal aliens. Crowds taking to the streets in protest as residents voice their frustration.
This is not right.
It comes after similar operations in cities like Los Angeles and Chicago have at times turned violent. Officials in North Carolina now urging calm. The state's Democratic Governor Josh Stein telling residents to follow the law, and if you see any inappropriate behavior, use your phone to record and notify law enforcement. And sources tell ABC News this operation is supposed to be short and that Border Patrol is eyeing New Orleans as their next city after Charlotte. Altogether here, the Trump administration has made nearly 500,000 arrests nationwide. That's according to DHS Secretary Kristi Noem. And while they have said that they are targeting the worst of the worst, about 2/3 have convictions or pending criminal charges. Janae.
All right, Olivia, thank you for your reporting. Now to the vote in the House this week on releasing the Jeffrey Epstein files. The escalating feud between President Trump and one of his staunchest supporters in Congress. ABC's senior White House correspondent Selena Wang joins us from Washington. Selena, this one has been really surprising to watch unfold.
It has been really surprising, especially because, Janae, Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene used to be one of President Trump's most loyal supporters. But, Janae, this very public blow-up just underscores how divided the president's base is over the Epstein files. The president had campaigned on transparency, but now that he's in office, he's refusing to release those files.
This morning, President Trump escalating his fight with Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene as she pushes for the release of the Jeffrey Epstein files. The Georgia Republican, who is once one of Trump's most loyal allies, now says the president's attacks are putting her life in danger, posting in part, "A hotbed of threats against me are being fueled and egged on by the most powerful man in the world. His aggression against me is completely shocking to everyone." In a string of posts on social media over the weekend, the president writing, "I'm withdrawing my support and endorsement of Greene," claiming she betrayed the entire Republican Party, calling her a ranting lunatic and a traitor. Greene in part responding, "He's coming after me hard to make an example to scare all the other Republicans before next week's vote to release the Epstein files." She's one of 4 Republicans who joined Democrats to sign a petition that forces the House to vote to demand the release of the full files on the convicted sex offender.
It seems like very rich and powerful men are being protected.
This weekend's public blow-up comes after months of tension. Greene recently criticized the president over his focus on foreign affairs rather than domestic issues, opposed his administration's bailout of Argentina's economy, and blasted Republican leadership during the government shutdown. But Greene says Trump turned on her over the Epstein files.
So the president dismisses all of this as a hoax, yet he's now demanding his attorney general investigate ties between prominent Democrats and Epstein. All of that just days after Congress released thousands of pages of documents on Epstein, many of which mention Donald Trump by name. Now, that vote in the House to demand the full release of the files is expected this week. But even if that passes, it's unclear where it goes in the Senate, and GO President Trump is very unlikely to sign on.
Okay, Selena, and there is more to talk about this. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead and bring in Chief Washington Correspondent Jonathan Karl, who's going to be hosting This Week later this morning on ABC. So, John, what should we be looking for this week with the House vote on releasing those Epstein files?
Hey, good morning, Gio. The first thing you look for is how many Republicans actually vote in favor of this. Look, the president tried, as you heard Selena recount, he tried mightily to prevent a vote on this from happening, to the point of bringing one, member of Congress, one ally, Congressman Boebert, to the Situation Room to meet with the Attorney General and the FBI Director. He tried mightily to keep this from happening. The vote, it now looks like, will be happening. And what I'm looking for is just how many Republicans cross over and vote for it. I think the number could be quite large. It could be 40, 50, maybe even more than that.
Absolutely. Okay, let's switch gears here, because it was just last week that the government shutdown ended, but so much has happened, it seems like we've forgotten about it. What's next in terms of the fallout here from the shutdown?
Well, I mean, now the big question is political fallout. Democrats shut the government down, refused to vote for the temporary spending bill because they wanted to push for something to help with rising health care costs. Those Obamacare subsidies run out at the end of the year. There's some 20 million Americans who are poised to see their health care premiums skyrocket. Democrats didn't get anything, but now they're going to take that issue into the midterm elections. And Gio, let's not forget, I don't mean to worry you here. I know you've covered so much of the impact at the airports. But this is only temporary funding. This only goes through the end of January. I don't expect another shutdown at the end of it, but they need to come up with another agreement to fund the government for the rest of the year.
All right, well, your insight never worries me. Just help me understand. John Karl, thank you so much. We appreciate you. And tune into This Week later this morning here on ABC. John speaks with Senator Chris Murphy on the Democratic divide over ending the shutdown, and White House Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett on President Trump's economic agenda, plus Representative Thomas Massie about the House's upcoming vote on releasing the Epstein files. Janae?
He has a lot to get into this morning. Now to the FAA expanding its grounding order following that deadly UPS cargo jet crash in Louisville almost 2 weeks ago. The agency is now ordering carriers of MD-10 and DC-10 planes not to fly them until they can be inspected and repaired if needed. The UPS plane that went down was an MD-11. All three of those models are from the same family of planes and share some design features. The crash in Louisville killed 3 crew members and 11 people on the ground.
Now to a New Jersey man believed to be the first documented death from a meat allergy triggered by tick bites. It took a year for his family to learn that it was caused by alpha-gal syndrome. Joining us now to explain more is neurologist Dr. Leah Kroll. Doctor, welcome. It's always great to have you. We appreciate it. So what exactly is alpha-gal syndrome? I think a lot of people don't even understand what that is. And how could this, from tick bites, trigger a meat allergy?
Yeah, this is a fascinating one, you guys. So alpha-gal syndrome is an acquired red meat allergy that's triggered by a tick bite from the Lone Star tick. Essentially, mammals, except for humans, make this specific sugar called alpha-gal. And when the tick bites you, it injects that sugar into your bloodstream. The body senses an intruder, builds up antibodies. And so the next time you're exposed to the sugar through eating meat, you're primed to have this allergic response.
Okay, so that explains then why symptoms often appear just hours after eating red meat. So what warning signs should people look out for?
Yeah, typically it's going to take 2 to 6 hours after eating the red meat.
That's pretty quick.
Yeah, because basically alpha-gal is fat soluble. It gets digested, and then once it hits the bloodstream, that's when the reaction starts happening. You can get things ranging from hives, rash, stomach cramping and pain, nausea, vomiting, all the way to difficulty breathing and anaphylaxis. That's that life-threatening allergic reaction. Often people with this will say they're woken up in the middle of the night with heavy stomach pains after eating red meat.
Oh, that's scary. Okay, so Dr. Leah, you were talking about the Lone Star tick, and we know that the tick's range is expanding. So what can people do to prevent a tick bite?
So prevention is the best defense here. That means if you're going to be outdoors, you're going for a hike, you're doing yard work, covering up, long sleeves, long pants, bonus points if you tuck your pants into the socks, use tick repellents like bug spray with DEET or permethrin treated clothing. Always remember that the sooner you take the tick off, the better. So as soon as you're back indoors, do a full body tick check, looking everywhere, behind the knees, the scalp, under the arms. The sooner you remove the tick, the less likely you are to get a tick-transmitted disease.
Well, guys, the holiday shopping season, it's already on.
It's happening.
Major retailers trying to get you to spend well ahead of Black Friday. ABC's Morgan Norwood is here with some early deals. What you got for us, Morgan?
I got you, Janae. Well, Black Friday, of course, is less than 2 weeks away, but don't let the calendar fool you. The deals, they are already here. And if you're like me, the type who likes to start Christmas shopping before the turkey's even defrosted, this is our moment. Let's lock in here. So Walmart just kicked off its first of 3 Black Friday events, and Walmart Plus members actually get early access. So you'll find thousands of gifts under $20, and the big brands too, like Apple, Levi's, and Lego. Check out this Lego Speed Champion set. It was $44.99. It's now $25, perfect for the kids or the adult Lego lover in your life. Target is getting in on that action too with doorbuster deals like the Instant Pot, originally $139. Check this out, now $69, and even a Dyson vacuum for under $270. That is more than half off. And Amazon is also rolling out daily drops all month long. Some tech favorites are now on sale as well. Beats Solo 4 headphones, $149. That's down from $199. And then the Ring Outdoor Cam Plus, just $59. That's from nearly $100. So lots to love here, Janae.
Okay, Morgan. So the big question, if all of these deals are popping up now, 2 weeks before Black Friday, do we buy now or do we wait?
You know what? I was just talking with Tori Johnson, of course, our expert here. If you see a solid deal on something that you know that you'll need, experts say grab it. Inventory can go pretty fast, but here's something to keep in mind, Janae. Some stores like Target actually offer price matching through Christmas Eve. So if the price drops later, you can still get the lower price. So either way, it's a win-win.
I do love that price match.
Yes.
Thank you, Morgan. When you
Or
show up,
if
you're
you
like, actually, it
"Excuse
says
me."
right here from your competitor.
But like maybe return it if the price drops.
You are the return king.
Yeah, exactly. That's why he got banned from Amazon.
Exactly.
All right, let's shift gears now. We're going to talk about college football and the weekend's big games. ABC's Perry Russum joins us with Saturday's highlights on the gridiron. Perry, a lot of drama. Good morning.
Yeah, Whit, good morning to you. Let's talk about the SEC. We had the top teams facing off all day. We are getting closer to the playoffs, and a loss could mean that dream is over.
Overnight, a top 10 SEC showdown with championship implications. The number 5 Georgia Bulldogs hosting the 10th-ranked Texas Longhorns.
Stockton fires downfield, caught, touchdown, London Humphreys.
Up 11 in the fourth quarter, the Bulldogs shocked Texas with an onside kick.
And now an onside kick, going to steal a possession, and it works.
Georgia quarterback Gunnar Stockton with a career night, 5 touchdowns.
Stockton keeping all the way, no flip into the end zone, touchdown.
The Bulldogs scoring 21 points in the fourth quarter as they torch Texas and keep their playoff hopes alive. Now to a top 15 matchup in Tuscaloosa. Number 11 Oklahoma visiting number 4 Alabama.
There's an interception.
The Sooners storming ahead on this Eli Bowen pick 6, taking this one back 87 yards for the touchdown. Third quarter, Bama down 20-14 when Daniel Hill takes the direct snap in for 6.
Touchdown!
But Tate Sandell gives the Sooners the lead in the fourth, and Oklahoma does not look back, winning on the road 23-21. And finally, a comeback for the ages in College Station. Undefeated Texas A&M down 27 to South Carolina in the third quarter, clawing their way back.
And he takes a shot, and it's caught for a touchdown by Isaiah Williams.
Aggies quarterback Marcel Reed throwing 3 touchdowns in the third quarter alone.
Taking a shot, and it is caught.
A&M scoring 28 unanswered points, winning 31-30, their largest comeback in school history. That comeback isn't the only thing making headlines.
Into the end zone. Touchdown.
After a touchdown, South Carolina's Nick Harbor limps to the tunnel, then returns to a viral moment. A Texas state trooper bumps into him, points, and shouts at the star player.
Yeah, a really bizarre scene. Harbour and his teammates just kept walking back to the field. State police are now responding. They say that trooper was sent home from the game, and they are investigating what happened. At the time, A&M was down 23. Not clear if that played a role in what happened.
That was interesting.
Yeah,
very interesting.
Quite a comeback, though.
Great comeback.
Fun to watch, yeah.
It was.
All right, Perry. Thank you
Great
so
to
much.
see you guys.
Appreciate you. Coming up here on Good Morning America, what Cynthia Erivo said overnight about Ariana Grande's red carpet scare in Singapore.
Plus, in our group chat, AI acting. 2 Oscar winners make deals that will let an artificial intelligence company replicate their voices.
Oh, you know the group chat's good when we're teasing it.
Yep.
And NFL Week 11, ESPN's Coach Herm Edwards previews the big games, including the heavyweight matchup tonight between the Eagles and the Lions. Stick around.
No AI for us, though.
Welcome back.
I wish people could see us.
To GMA. I know Dennis is getting it to this Beyonce.
Yeah.
We know that Beyonce is a non-stop hit maker as a performer, but did you know that she has 11 #1 hits as a songwriter?
Wow.
She is 5th on the list of Billboard's top songwriters of the 21st century on the Hot 100. Her collaborator on Crazy in Love, husband Jay-Z, made the list at number 25. I love that video. The top 4 and #1s, Taylor Swift, Drake, Dr. Luke with 18, not to be confused with Uncle Luke, and Max Martin with an incredible 26, including his latest, The Fate of Ophelia with Swift.
Yeah. Dennis, a big fan of all of them, for sure. All right, let's take a look at some of the other big stories that we're following on this Sunday morning here. The search is on for a 5-year-old girl swept into the ocean in Monterey County, California on Friday. These waves, estimated to be 15 to 20 feet high, swept the girl off the shoreline into the water. Both of her parents were transported to the hospital after attempting to rescue her. Her father was later pronounced dead at the hospital. Her mother is currently in stable condition.
Wicked for Good star Cynthia Erivo said that the cast has come through some stuff even this last week, using stronger language though, referring to the incident at the movie's Singapore premiere when a man broke through a barricade and grabbed at co-star Ariana Grande. The actress making the comments at a Screen Actors Guild event. The man, social media influencer Johnson Wen, has been charged with being a public nuisance, and he's due in a Singapore court tomorrow.
Now to the National Women's Soccer League playoffs. The Washington Spirit topping the Portland Thorns 2-0 on Saturday to reach the finals for the 2nd straight year. The Spirit will play the winner of today's semifinal match between Gotham FC and Orlando. You can catch that one starting at 3 p.m. Eastern right here on ABC.
All right, we do begin this half hour with ESPN football analyst, our guy, Coach Herm Edwards, breaking down the top games in the NFL for Week 11. Good morning, Coach. Always great to see you. You even got a trivia question right this morning. Let's jump into the games, though. A lot of big ones to watch. Let's start with the Buccaneers versus the Bills, both coming off of losses. What should we watch for?
Well, I think you can watch for both of these quarterbacks really playing off script, and that really becomes a problem for defenses, especially Josh Allen, his ability to run once he looks downfield and no one's open. And he's going to have to do that. He's going to have to put his cape on. They need to win this football game because right now, if you're the Buffalo Bills, everyone in the AFC East basically is chasing the New England Patriots. So they're playing for a wild card spot, to be quite honest. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, obviously, this is a get-right game for them. They need to win. They're going to win the South. No one's going to beat the Bucs in the South. They're going to win it again. And Baker Mayfield, obviously, his ability to extend play. So both these defenses are pressed to keep these quarterbacks in the pocket and don't let them do this, run around and make plays.
Coach, I see you got your Eagles green on, and that's a good thing because the heavyweight bout of the week is happening in primetime tonight, the Eagles versus the Lions. So can the Eagles offense get it together?
Well, I think their offense can get it together, but I'm more worried about a little bit about their defense, the back end of their defense. As you know, the Detroit Lions set up their passing game by running the football. And if they can run the football, that's a lot of one-on-one situations down the field. This Eagles secondary is kind of mismatched. They have a lot of new players there. They're not sacking the quarterback a lot. They don't even have 20 sacks. So that means Goff has a lot of time to throw the football, so the Eagles have to put pressure on Jared Goff. If not, that guy St. Brown, he can be a problem for their secondary.
You are right, Coach. Gio certainly knows it. He couldn't have said it better himself. Yep. Next, we have the Seahawks facing the Rams. Both teams are 7-2 in riding 4-game winning streaks. Which team has the edge in this NFC West showdown?
Oh, boy. Both these teams play excellent defense, and no one's talking about that. The Rams are a very good defensive unit as well as the Seahawks. And think about it this way. The Rams have to pressure Sam Darnold. When Sam Darnold was with the Vikings and the Rams played him, they sacked him 9 times. The Rams defense is going to have to put pressure on Sam Darnold. We know about Matthew Stafford. He's an MVP candidate. This is a big game in this division. I mean, both these teams right now are 2 of the best teams in the division, and they're fighting for that to see who will win this division going forward.
I didn't appreciate all those highlights of the Rams beating up on my 49ers there. We could have picked some different video.
Purdy's coming back.
That's right.
Purdy's coming back.
Purdy is coming back. That's right. That's right. All right, here's another part of the segment I'm not looking forward to. It's our Who's with Herm. You all took the safe pick last week, went with the Eagles.
Pick, the right
it was
pick.
the safe pick. You went with the Eagles. I boldly went my own way, taking the Packers, and sometimes bold can be cold. Let's go to the board. What we got here? Gio's on top with 7. We've got Janae with 6. Coach with 5. I've got 2 wins, tied with the Jets and the New York Giants. So let's talk about Monday night this week. Cowboys facing the Raiders, Coach. First game since the passing of Marshawn Nealon. How do you think that will impact the teams?
Well, I think it will impact them greatly. I think they'll play very spirited for this young man. And here again, I'm going to pick the Cowboys. I think this is a team that understands where they're at right now. The Raiders are struggling. The Cowboys have to win this game. This is a must-win for the Cowboys, and I think they're playing for a lot of different reasons than themselves. Obviously, the passing of their teammate will play big for these guys.
Yeah, I agree with Coach. I think they're going to play big. I'm going with the Cowboys.
The Cowboys?
I, too, am going with the Cowboys.
See, this is how this works, and you keep coming to me, and then you're expecting
Bold
me to go in a different direction.
Yeah.
You know what? But I'm sticking with the Cowboys on this one. I agree. But I got to get that number up to 3. This is sad, Coach.
Coach, we
comeback
love you.
time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, check out the Cowboys versus the Raiders tomorrow on Monday Night Football at 8 Eastern, of course, right here on ABC and ESPN.
So coming up here on Good Morning America, taking the stress out of holiday hosting, tips and tricks to keep it nice and easy for Thanksgiving and beyond coming up.
Okay, welcome back to GMA, and holiday time gives all of us a time to reconnect and this chance to reconnect with family and friends. But there's also pressure involved in hosting those gatherings. We know that. And Will Gans, you have some ideas on relieving some of that stress, focusing on the fun.
That's exactly right, Gio. Let's talk turkey for a second. Grocery prices all over the place. Airports, hot mess. Let's just say, as an example, I don't know, that for some reason, you and your fiance have signed up to host Thanksgiving for his parents, brother and sister-in-law, and nephews for the very first and hopefully not last time. That's not stressful at all, right? Right?
Unless you're Kevin McAllister, it ain't easy being the puppeteer behind a perfect holiday soiree. Search us on TikTok for how to host guests, up more than 250% this week, as Turkey Day waddles up, whether we're ready or not.
One of my favorite time-saving bakery hacks is stacking cakes to make one standout centerpiece.
Luckily, social media can help mitigate some of that holiday hosting stress.
The ultimate tablescape hack. Grab a roll of wrapping paper and tape it underneath your table.
Megan Ruffles is a hosting expert who's racked up more than 1 million likes on TikTok.
Here are my top tips for cutting down on that stress. But number 1, do as much as you can in advance. So not only in food prep, but also empty the dishwasher so that at the end of the night, cleanup is a little easier. Empty your trash is number 2. You don't want guests opening up the trash and it to be full. Number 3, you're always going to need more ice than you think you need.
And while you can't control every holiday party mishap, sorry, Clark, there are some things you should keep in mind.
What are the big mistakes people make over the holidays?
Now is not the time to be experimenting with a new mac and cheese recipe. Your family comes home, they want their favorites, so now is not a good time to just be trying everything new.
This turkey tastes half as good as it looks. I think we're all in for a very big treat.
Oh. No.
Yeah, so no experimenting with social media trends. And one other tip that she said is make sure that your towel isn't wet. So if you're using a real towel in your bathroom, swap it out so that guests are not going to dry their hands with someone else's soggy towel already.
That's the worst.
Or do paper towels, exactly.
Not
so,
the most environmentally friendly. That's a really good idea.
Yeah, and you know, it really is about spending time with your loved ones. So make sure that you, as the host, are also having a good time.
So that it goes better than the Griswold family Christmas.
Exactly.
So we want a better result.
Yes.
Exactly.
Don't worry, you'll nail it.
Yeah, you're
You'll
going to
nail
crush it. We're debating the group chat before the group
Yes,
chat even
we
gets
are.
started here. These are the stories, of course, that piqued our interest this week. I'm going to go first because the world of artificial intelligence is saying, all right.
Oh.
Matthew McConaughey and Michael Caine, both Oscar-winning actors, have made deals with a voice cloning company to allow its AI technology to replicate their voices.
This is wild.
McConaughey is an investor in the company. 11 Labs is the name of it, and says that he started doing this to offer a Spanish-language audio version of his newsletter, Lyrics of Livin', in his own voice. Caine said in a statement the company is using innovation not to replace humanity, but to celebrate it. And of course, we were talking about this. This comes as there's this AI country artist that reached the top of the charts. The song Walk My Walk from Breaking Rust. There's an AI R&B singer. There's an AI actress out there. But what McConaughey and this company, what they were saying is that in this case, they're actually trying to take ownership of their own voices. To have some controls over how their voices could be used.
And hopefully they approve it. And
Exactly. But it just and this is the song that we were talking about here.
Really well,
and a lot of people, part of the problem is like if you go to Spotify, there's nothing that says this is AI.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
So it raises this big question about like, do we need to notify the public when it's not a human form of art?
Right.
It's a good song. I'm just a little weirded out.
The whole thing is bizarre, but it's an interesting question about our future.
Yeah. Okay, so my group chat, I'm in party mode. Not really, but you know when you have kids and all of a sudden school year starts back up and you're getting all of those birthday party invites?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I really struggle with
that. Well, okay,
choices,
fine, fair
Gio,
enough.
right?
Exactly, choices. Lucky you. But I was thinking, I saw a post talking about this because then you end up as a parent with so many different gifts to buy for all of these different parties. And so thinking about budget-friendly ways and ways to give something from the heart. So a couple ideas that I saw and thought were really smart. Sticker books, crayons and markers, and like a notebook. Even homemade gifts, painting, beaded jewelry, a sculpture from Play-Doh. Even someone suggested a card with a $5 bill in it. For a 5 or 6 year old kid, that goes a long way. Then you're not spending a bunch of money. It's easy peasy. There you go. We went to a party yesterday. My daughter talked me into getting her friend a Labubu.
Oh.
I know.
I would have got a Lafufu there. And just been like,
I can't guarantee it wasn't a Lafufu.
It's fake, but nobody knows.
What I love about your choices is it's nothing to do with technology.
Yeah.
No.
And that's what's so great.
Yes.
And that leads perfectly into mine.
Okay.
Which is the latest trend I've been seeing, nostalgic Christmas. Have you been seeing this?
Yep.
I mean, just search this online. TikTokers, celebrities, they're all going back to the 80s and 90s with their color lights and the big ornaments.
Oh,
so,
I wondered what you meant by that.
yeah, so check out. So I got my tree up. Tommy and I just did the same. That's our kind of nostalgic Christmas. We got the color lights out there. And I didn't ask Whit for permission, but yesterday he sent this picture to the group chat.
Oh, wait a minute.
And that's his tree.
Yeah,
That
well,
is his
it's not
tree.
decorated yet. This is just the beginning.
Did you notice though? The nostalgia.
7.5-foot tree.
That's right. Mine is
Because yours
8.5.
is 8.5.
That's right.
Tree. I'm gonna get a 9-foot tree.
See, that's we're like,
both of you.
who's got the bigger tree? I was all excited about my 7.5. Gio comes
see,
in
now
with
we have a
8.5.
whole other group chat debate.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
really, I think this is the desire to just get back to the old stuff that makes us happy.
More
right?
simple.
I love it.
Feels
Like
good.
all of our Christmas decorations, and trust me, there are a lot in our house. It's all about colors, like nostalgic little
I love it.
things.
Yeah. I love
Yeah, it's it'll take you back.
Stuff.
It looks
Good
good,
group
though.
chat, guys.
All right, we'll be back. Oh, she's crying.
I've got
We've
real
been
tears.
laughing so hard.
Went right into the commercial break.
Yeah. Thank you so much for starting your day with us.
You can always get more news on ABC News Live. Janae's in the house today.
Yeah.
Have a great week, everybody.
See ya.